Welcome in, everybody. This is the Red Card Radio News Show. We hope to be the most concise news update for you coming in and around the orbit of the English Premier League and, other competitions that English teams are involved in. So we hope that you would, this is the only place you need to go for news. And so one thing that we like to do on Red Card Radio, what we're going to do is we have a couple comments from previous videos that we're going to jump right into. So we've been having this conversation. Brad asked a question on our podcast last week, asking people to rate the difference between the Romero foul on Cucurella and the Darwin Nunez red card against Crystal Palace, saying which one was worse, things like that. And so that sparked a little bit more conversation in our YouTube comments about this Chelsea Spurs match. Now, Jimmy, friend of the podcast, he had a thought about this match, and he said the first goal doesn't have much to do with the foul. In his opinion, the alleged foul on Kai Havertz by Bentancur. Tottenham looked clearly offside on that first goal. He doesn't remember the player, but I will fill you in. It's Romero, not Romero. Richarlison. Richarlison is in an offside position, and in Jimmy's opinion, and very much in Mendy's line of sight. And his claim is that this is offside, and they should have gone to VAR, and the goal should have been overruled. I think you have some feelings about that, Sean, right?
I got this. Joel, you can come in after. I got this clear and away. He is in the line of sight of Mendy in the same way a blade of grass is in the line of sight. He is in the line of sight in a way that a deer is on the side of the road as you pass it. Yes, he is in the line of sight. Mendy has a clear line of sight to when the ball is struck by Højbjerg. Now, why this is not offsides is that ball is struck with the outside of the foot and goes around his own defender, including Richarlison, and goes into the outside of the net. Whether at that point Richarlison was sucked into a UFO and removed from the situation, he still would have lost line of sight at some point because of his own defender in front of him. So Richarlison not being there does not impact the play at all.
But let's reverse it real quick. Chelsea's defender is gone, and it's just Richarlison there. Richarlison is still blocking the
That is it. Then I would agree with you. If that center back was not right there.
Good. So
if that center back is not there, Richarlison was basically in line with the center back. If that center back is now not there, yes, I would agree with you.
Okay, cool. So it is offsides. Cool.
It is not offsides then.
Yes, it is.
Richarlison didn't affect the play in any way. He didn't affect the play in any way.
That is affecting the goalie. Which is affecting the play because you're blocking the goalie side.
I just said if Richarlison is not there, it does not change anything about what happened.
And if the defender's not there, it doesn't change anything about what happened. It's still offsides because then Richarlison is in the way. If Richarlison is in line with the defender,
hold on.
No, I get to hold on. You guys are out here just.
He's proving my point, and he doesn't even realize it.
You're proving my point, not realizing.
Are you agreeing that if Richarlison was not there, the same result would have happened?
Are you agreeing that if the defender wasn't there, the same result would have happened?
No, because what you're asking me to.
No. Because if you're saying
you're asking me to agree.
Hold on. If you're saying they're directly in line, and we teleport one or the other out of the way.
The only one that makes this a foul is Richarlison. So why would we teleport the other center back out of the way?
You did that. I did that.
I'm saying because it doesn't change the play. Why are you doing this, Brad?
Listen.
We're never gonna
if
adjudicate
the defender's
this.
in the way and
Joel,
and Richarlison is behind the defender, then clearly the defender's in the way too.
Yeah. Okay.
I will accept anything that Joel says from this point on, whether I like it or not.
Joel, they've made their cases. The honorable Judge Joel Finley is presiding. Give us your ruling, offside or not.
No, I don't. I think if Richarlison wasn't there, Mendy's still not saving it. I don't think it makes a difference. No, not offside.
It is not offside, Jimmy. You are terribly wrong. It's been decided. I do like that when Brad came into this conversation, Brad said, I forget what you said, and Sean was like, "Yeah, you can do that." And then Brad's like, "Okay, so you agree with me? You agree with me?" And you just kept. This was your entire mo. This entire conversation about Chelsea and Spurs is Sean would make some points, and then Brad would counterpoint, and Sean would kind of tacitly agree with that counterpoint, and then Brad would be like, "Okay, well, I guess I'm right because you agree with me." It was just you kept doing it over and over again. It just made me laugh. Joel, you did have a thought about the Romero situation. You don't think Romero should have been sent off for the hair pull, right?
Yeah, I've kind of gone back and forth with this. Sometimes
Okay.
I watch it. I think it's because I really hate Chelsea that much that I think it's funny that he didn't get sent off, and it's just funny to watch Brad complain about it all the time.
So you're
And
Mike Dean. Okay,
it
that's
was just a
cool.
bit of,
All right,
it was just
so
a bit
you
of
agree with
bait.
him?
It's just a bit of bait for Brad to hook on. But no, if he got sent off, no complaints. Have you seen players not being sent off for that? Heck yeah!
Yeah.
People it doesn't happen often, hair pulling, but is it violent conduct? It's not specifically in the rules, so it's one of those awkward ones. Probably should have. It was clearly he meant to pull his hair. I don't like Cucurella, so I was kind of glad it was him who got his hair pulled. But
So here's the question: should Mike Dean have sent him to the? If Anthony Taylor rules that it's not violent conduct and he sees it, right? Because it wasn't his line of sight, but sure, he's watching the ball. Should Mike Dean have sent Anthony Taylor over to the monitor to see that?
Well, the question that Mike Dean would have for Anthony Taylor is, did you see this play?
mhm.
And if Anthony Taylor says yes, then I think that's where the conversation ends. But if Mike Dean
No,
says,
he said no, and then Mike Dean said, "You okay? You don't need to."
You were listening to the refs?
No, Mike Dean wrote about this.
yeah, so I didn't read Mike Dean's op-ed about it. But so if the conversation goes, "Hey Anthony, did you see this play?" and Anthony says, "No, I didn't see it," then Mike Dean's response should have been, "You should go inspect it for violent conduct." Clearly, he didn't do that. But Joel, you brought up an interesting point on your comment about whether or not it would then be a free kick for Chelsea at that point, because if it's not a free kick for Chelsea, even if it becomes a red card and Romero gets sent off, if the corner still stands and Tottenham still get to take the corner, Chelsea didn't defend the. Well, that's the question. We don't have the specific answer to that. I don't think any of us can definitively say that we know without a shadow of a doubt that it would have turned into a Chelsea free kick from that point. There is still some question. I don't know the answer. Brad, you certainly don't know the answer.
But let's think about this logically, though.
Sure.
If a foul is given, if a red card is given, which means a foul has had to have occurred, anything that happens after that foul did not occur. So therefore, it would have been a free kick for Chelsea.
I don't disagree with your logical interpretation of it, but I don't know if that's what would have happened. And so I guess the greater point is Chelsea had a corner to defend, and they just did not. They chose not to defend it, and they chose whatever they chose
violence.
To do. They thought it would be a good idea to let 4 Spurs players get in and around this ball, and they just didn't do anything. We did have some comments about VAR specifically. The CFO of the podcast, she piped in. Shout out Amanda. She agrees with me, surprisingly. She thinks that from her standpoint, VAR should not ever be in a situation to defend the referee. VAR's position should be to always try and get the call right, and that they shouldn't be there to try and protect and defend the match official.
Brings up a good point from a very different perspective. I don't know if I hope you did, and subscribed, and rate and reviewed 5-star, Joel. I hope you listened last week. Do you like the idea that other countries' VAR referees should rotate around, and the German VAR refs should be in control of EPL VAR, and then they rotate?
Yeah. So what it is,
and I adhere, so that it wouldn't be English referees protecting English referees. It would be an unbiased third party rotating UEFA party from a different country, kind of like the Champions League does with referees, where you make sure that the referees are not from either of the country that's playing.
No, I don't like that. There's the PGMOL. I forget what it stands for. That's like the
Premier League Game Match Official Association or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah, but there's that, and so that kind of goes out the window at that point. But then, are we going to have German refs as well on the pitch? Right.
Well, I think
no. The idea would be to keep VAR as a third party.
Yeah.
and non-associated with the refs on the field in the slightest. So we get unbiased opinions.
My point about that was that I sometimes feel like the VAR officials, it's more incumbent for the VAR official to defend the match official, to defend the match official's interpretation of something, so that they're protecting the match official, so that they're then when it's inverted and Anthony Taylor is the VAR for Mike Dean, Anthony Taylor is like, well, I need to protect and defend the reputation of Mike Dean. So that was kind of my thought. And then I was just like speculating. I was like, well, what happens if we just had the Spanish refs do the VAR for the EPL for 1 week, and then the French refs, and then the Italian refs, and then the German refs, and kind of like, and then I was like, well, maybe UEFA should do it after I thought about it. But it's kind of getting the VAR review. But there are different VAR protocols for each league. So that would get dicey. You would essentially have to have UEFA codify what the VAR rules are for the Confederation. I don't know.
Yeah.
Joel,
I just thought it was a unique idea.
Like
hey, hold on a second. Go ahead, Joel, first.
I can say we have Brexit for a reason, to get out of Europe and leave them alone. Like, we're not going back.
Whoa! Shots fired.
All right, then.
Why don't the refs just have to sit in front of the media and explain their decisions after the game?
I would like that.
Yeah.
I was hoping, I went to go see if the match reports were public specifically after that match, and they're not, as far as I could tell.
No, they're not.
I should try and apply for like media credentials and see if I can like apply for them or something like that. Red Card Radio needs these match. We send a FOIA request. FOIA is not a thing, right? In England, but Jimmy had a thought on this as well. He said Germany does it better than England. They both make mistakes, but I feel it's just way less controversial in Germany. And he can't make any claims about the other leagues.
Jimmy, look right here. It's way less controversial because nobody watches the Bundesliga.
Wow.
That's why it's less controversial.
All right, then. Shots fired.
I already went to war with Italy. Let's just start a war with another country.
Those were the comments that we had from last week. Really appreciate that, guys. Always send them in because we love talking about it. It's fun. It's engaging. We really like to hear from you guys. It makes us feel good to see that people are interacting with the podcast. So thank you for your comments, and please keep sending them in. We do have a couple interesting news tidbits that we want to get into. Maybe first we should cover actual news and the transfers, because there have been some level of transfer activity. So it looks like Newcastle might be getting somebody from Watford, right? What's going on there, Joel?
Yeah, João Pedro. I think I saw it's like 25 million with 5 million add-ons or something like that. Young, 20. I think he's 21. Brazilian forward. They speak very highly of him. He scored against Newcastle last season, actually. So he seems exciting. Newcastle definitely need another forward because Chris Wood isn't good enough, and Callum Wilson is surprise. Just got injured.
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
So Newcastle really need a forward, and he seems good. I'm happy with that. Good business. And
seems like the right profile to be going after. So
I think
young, hungry.
The 2 points I wanted to make on that was that he just commented it's good business. That it's a good price for a fair player at a young age. I think that's the biggest point, is that the oil money of Newcastle is not just blindly throwing money at Newcastle. They are making smart signings in the right spots and paying a fair price for them, and not overpaying for them just to get talent in.
It's not 50 million on Shevchenko in 2002 or whenever it was.
Yes. Yeah.
35 million on Robinho or whatever.
Whatever City did.
Yeah. Ridiculous signing. They're not just throwing money at it. They're making smart, intelligent football decisions. But I did want to comment on something you mentioned earlier about Newcastle physically dominating City for most of the game that you felt like. And what I noticed from that is that Sven Botman is probably I think you said it was going to be your best signing of the year, and couldn't wait to watch him play. He was physically imposing against City.
Yeah, he's a top player. Young,
It was
strong, big.
Yes, it was very visible that he had control of that back line and was going to be physical with anyone crossing his face, anyone trying to dribble past. It is not going to be easy to get past that man.
Did you guys see towards the end of the game, he went to clear the ball.
Oh,
Joel
yeah.
Linton just fouled someone and
Yep.
fell to Botman and he hoofed it, smacked Dan Burn in the face and
Yeah.
knocked him down.
Dan Burn got subbed off immediately.
Oh, I did see that. Yes, he got hit square in the face. Yes, I
Yeah.
did see that.
Um,
That was absolutely a concussion. That dude was out.
Yes.
So Brad, tell me about what's going on with Chelsea. You guys have been linked to literally anyone who claims to play the position of center back. They were thinking about putting an offer in to sign Sean because they saw that video of him a year ago when he was doing the stretching thing where he stood up behind the camera. It sounded like Chelsea. So what's going on with Chelsea? Who you guys?
And a striker, don't forget that too.
Yeah, yeah.
We're,
Literally
striker and
play
center
up
back,
top.
which literally everybody.
I can play up top.
Speaking of a young player for a fair price, Leicester apparently have the wrong price in mind for Fofana. We had a third bid rejected this week, but apparently now if the terminology Brendan Rodgers is using has said Fofana is now for sale. It's just we got to figure out, we got to either pay the price or wait for him to languish in the U23s and do it on deadline day. So I don't know. And then Alba.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you last week that was not going to happen before the Leicester City match?
He won't even play for Leicester.
That's fine, but who is Fofana not going to play for against?
I think if Fofana comes in, so what would we play? Leicester what? Sunday, Saturday? If he comes in anytime after this pod is released, he's not playing on Saturday.
Yeah. But that's my point, is that even if they were going to...
But that's Thursday. So like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, he's signed. He's not Thursday or Friday. He's not playing on Saturday.
He could. He doesn't have work permit issues. It's just like registration and getting it. Like you could get all that done, I think, in like a day. But it's not a good...
This has got a deadline day transfer written all over it. Like it's just going to be now for a long time.
We'll eventually pay it.
Who do you think caves?
No.
Do you think Leicester caves or do you think Chelsea caves?
No, if I'm Bowley, I'm like, you know what? You've already put him to the U23s. You fucking sorry. You effing sent him to the island. Go ahead. No, you keep him now. That's your problem now.
Yeah, but
that's your problem now. Deal with
Bowley
it.
has walked away from a lot of deals over.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Sure, but at the same time, Fofana wants to play. He's not going to just sit there for 6 months and not play until January. So
his own team has already marooned him.
Yes.
So now you deal with that problem.
Well, because he's not showing up to training. He's trying to force a transfer. He's trying to force a transfer right now. And so he's saying, if I act like a child, if I don't show up for training, if I'm petulant, if I refuse to play in games, then they're going to have to sell me. But if Leicester no, and then they come back on September 2nd and they look at him and say, clearly you're still here. Do you want to apologize, accept the fine, and play football for the next 4 months? Or are you just going to sit there and ruin your career? Because honestly, who's coming to sign Fofana in January if he doesn't play? Is Chelsea coming back in? I don't think they are.
Probably.
Really? That seems wild to me.
Probably for 50 or 60 mil. Probably at a discount.
But seems like a bargain.
He's got a long
seems
contract.
like a bargain. And out of shape Fofana for 20 mil? Yeah, I'll take that in January.
I don't know.
Tottenham will take that in January. Out of shape Fofana? Yeah. We'll get him in shape. No problem.
Conte will actually give him a heart attack. What else are Chelsea doing, Brad?
It looks like Alba gets done this week.
Abba's coming? Dancing Queen?
Alba's coming. Alba's coming so that Barcelona can register Koundé.
You know he has a tattoo of like an Arsenal tattoo.
Yes.
It's going to be so funny.
Yes.
In his school goals.
And then he's going to lift a European trophy for Chelsea.
It's not going to happen.
Seems unlikely. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, past two guys, we brought Ashley and we brought Giroud over, and I think they both lifted a trophy.
But
the Champions League.
But are you super hyped about Aubameyang?
All right, so look, it's a smart signing for now, and it doesn't block the future.
I mean, do you think Brozia's going to be happy if you guys bring in another center forward? And his Brozia is
Brozia's not even playing center forward right now.
but he is the future, right? You're talking about blocking
Correct.
the future. He's the future. Are you sending Brozia on loan again? Because he wanted out.
He tried to get out to West Ham, which he wouldn't have started anyways because Antonio was starting. It's like I didn't understand that. He'd get about the same minutes at Chelsea unless Antonio gets hurt. We might send him to Everton as part of the loan package to bring in Gordon. We ship Hudson-Odoi off to
Ridiculous.
Leverkusen.
Absolutely
This is
ridiculous.
getting weird. It's getting weird.
don't understand, and maybe you guys can help me explain in a quick manner because we're already starting to go long on this one. Why do you not just play Brozier?
I don't know. Oh, Brozia's been hurt. Brozier got hurt.
Okay.
He's hurt right now. He was supposed to. I think he was.
Just play him. Like we played an
he was in
18-year-old
line.
Harry Kane. It seems to work out for us.
I think he was in line to start at the Leeds game until he got hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Aubameyang. I'm a big fan of Aubameyang. Clearly, his relationship soured at Arsenal at the end there with Arteta. But I mean, if you guys sign him, I'm not going to hold any animus towards him. But I don't think that he, at this point in his career, is what Chelsea are looking for in the English Premier League. I think he was doing pretty well in Spain because it's a different league. Okay,
we'll see.
So, we kind of talked about this a little bit on our review episode of last week. If you haven't seen that yet, definitely check that out. But we were talking a little bit about managers and new West Ham specifically, and whether or not if they got a result, if David Moyes would be in trouble. Well, maybe we didn't talk about it on the review, and we talked about it in the in-between. I'm not really sure. Everything's kind of going together now, but we kind of want to have a quick conversation about managers and who is on the hot seat now. We've played 3 matches. Do you guys think any managers on the hot seat at this point? Go for it. Go for it, Sean.
Yeah, it's Moyes.
David Moyes.
It's David Moyes. It has to be, because if he does not get a result at Villa, his next 3 games are home against Spurs. He's not winning that. Away at Chelsea, he's not winning that. And home against Newcastle, he's not winning that. So if he does not get points, and I'm using plural on purpose because I don't think a draw is good enough at Villa. If he comes away from that, that'll be his first 7 games with 1 point. He's gone.
Yeah, that does seem like it would be a very dire situation to be a Newcastle supporter, to be 7 games in and have no points.
And then, to be honest, as a West Ham supporter, I don't know how you wait through that next 3 games to start looking for another manager, because if the first 4 haven't gone this way, then it's not going to be any better the next 3.
I mean, he did get them a semifinal in Europe last year, so like his seat's warm. I don't doubt you, his seat is warm, but I think his buddy at Villa, Gerrard, is a lot hotter.
Yeah, I think Gerrard.
Yeah,
Villa fans are starting to turn on him a little bit, and when that happens,
he's got this weird thing going on with Tyrone Mings, where they're beefing, and that's the club captain and England international, all of this, and now we've got
not captain anymore.
Well, yeah, not club captain anymore, but it just seems really weird. I do kind of agree that Villa have not been playing well, and they've invested heavily again over the summer, as they are keen to doing and prone to doing. And I definitely could see Gerrard being hot. I think you guys are missing the quite obvious situation in Frank Lampard. It's only a couple weeks before he starts turning on his players and blaming the players for results like he did at Chelsea. Things are not going well at Everton. Where are they right now? They're like 17. They got 1 point.
Hey, we forgot about.
They've scored 2 goals. Like, and they're about to lose Anthony Gordon. Like they're Everton are in such shambles right now, and Frank Lampard is not that guy. He's just not.
What about Brendan Rodgers? I think Brendan Rodgers is probably number one because like Leicester City underperformed last year. They're underperforming this year. They're going to lose Fofana. They might lose Tielemans.
And Madison too.
And that, like everybody's the three
Can any of
biggest
those
people.
Their biggest offseason acquisition was not losing. They haven't lost anybody.
Yet.
Yeah, well, they have this. I guess the point is that the transfer. I think the problem though is that like if the club is going to back Brendan Rodgers in this transfer decision with Fofana, and with not backing down on the Tielemans price and not selling Madison, like how are you going to go back and then sack him? It seems like if you were worried about him and you needed to do a rebuild, you would have cashed in on those 3 players, in my opinion, gotten 150 million pounds for all 3 of them total or more. It seems weird to back him and then sack him.
It's hard to say that they underperformed last year when they were just outside of Europe.
But I think
as Leicester, you're expecting top 5, top 6.
I think the problem is you couple last year with the year before where they were in the top 4. They were in the Champions League spots for like every match for like 35 weeks or something like that. It was like the entire season they were in the top 4 and then they lose it at the very end. And then couple it with the regression again last season. It's just, you kind of sit there
before that.
You wonder, is Brendan Rodgers that guy?
He's also been there a while. He's been there for a number of years, and that plays a part as well.
Because it's not showing progression at this point. We're regressing now. So, yeah, I think that those are all good options. We do have European Cup draws coming up. Just quickly going over that. The Champions League, we've got, what is it? That's coming on Thursday, I think. It's like Thursday, Friday, something like that. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, you should get used to Thursday.
The day this pod drops, we will know what spot.
Got it.
That was a good one.
Yeah, so
the Champions League is in. I don't know when Europa League draws.
Manchester City is going to be in pot 1. Pot 2 sees Liverpool and Chelsea and Spurs will be in pot 3.
Joel liked that one. Joel liked my joke.
Speaking of Arsenal in European draws, Arsenal are in pot 1 of the Europa League draw.
Is that on Thursday too?
I have no idea. I'm not sure. Probably they tend to do all those things at the same time. Now we have something new that I want to try, and you guys can tell us in the comments if you think this is stupid or not. But I want to have every month. I want an overreaction from everyone. So what is for August, just based on what's happened in August. I know we've still got a couple days left in August, but since Joel's here, I wanted to include Joel in this. So we're going to go in a circle. We'll start with Brad, and then Joel, and then Sean. I want all of your overreactions for the month of August. So Brad, what's your overreaction for the month of August?
Klopp is getting fired.
Klopp is getting fired. Like he's not quitting. He's getting fired. You think he's getting sacked?
Fired.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a fan swell of that pumping around.
That's not a fan. That's an idiot.
It's not a fan. Yes.
But by all means, Liverpool sack Klopp.
Please.
Do it, please. The entire league is asking you to do that. Joel, what overreaction do you have off the first couple weeks?
Jesse Marsh is the American Guardiola.
Wow.
I love it.
All right.
Oh,
I actually, not only is that an overreaction, but I agree with it.
I like Jesse Marsh a lot, but he's
because the Pep Guardiola, American Pep Guardiola is like having like really nice cheese and then buying American just like sliced in the plastic, like, and you gotta get out of the plastic.
Oh. So, how much did your opinion of Jesse Marsh improve after the interview? They were doing the preview interviews for
the Tuchel interview.
He's like Thomas. He's not going to be on the sideline, right? He's banned. He got a red card. He can't be there. Like,
I love that.
Yeah, I thought that was great. I thought that was fantastic. Sean,
because he did say at one point, he was like, whether it's soccer or whether it's football, it doesn't matter. Yeah. You get a red card, you miss the next match.
Yeah. Sean, what's your overreaction for the month of August?
Bentancur is our best midfielder.
Bentancur is your best midfielder.
Yes, he has played the best so far. And to Brad's point, before you even make this point, Hoiberg is still here. Bentancur was here, and now Bentancur is just here. Hoiberg hasn't gone down any. He's still good. Just Bentancur is just better.
That's not my question here. My question is, how is this an overreaction? Do you think Bentancur is just on a hot streak and he's going to suck ass after this?
Because going into the season, I would have never thought this. I don't know if this is a. Sometimes your overreactions are right.
Hold on, you said
Mine's bad.
you said he was the starter.
Yeah, it's Bentancur and Hoiberg.
So,
what's the guy cooking? What's the guy cooking? I looked up as soon as you said that. What are you about to say?
I have a comment about Bentancur first, because I remember talking to Will about Bentancur, because of course Spurs spied Bentancur from Juventus, and I said, what's your read on this Bentancur transfer? And he was saying that he kind of felt like Bentancur had reached his peak and that he wouldn't improve anymore. And so it seemed like a good move for Spurs, for Juve to move him on and get some money for him. It was like 30 million euros or something like that. So it's a pretty hefty fee.
A decent amount.
Pretty decent fee. So that was I remember that. That was just a conversation that me and Will had about that.
All right, James, finish us off here. What's your overreaction for August?
My overreaction? Arsenal's winning the league, baby. Come on now. What? Will,
the table does matter to James right now. The table does matter.
Look at him.
This is the most right overreaction that there will be, because put it down. I'll tweet it again. I'll pin it again. Arsenal are winning the league.
Oh,
confirmed.
AFTV. Here we go.
Shut it down. Stop the count. Stop the count. But yeah, okay, that's it. I would love to hear your overreaction for the month of August from the Premier League. Tell us in the comments. Let us know. Hit us up on Twitter. That's at KSBradG. You can send Newcastle overreactions to at Joel Finley16. Spurs overreactions to at Whiteheart_Sean. I'm at James Tiffany. We collectively are at redcard_radio. But definitely drop us a line in YouTube about what your overreaction was. I would love to see those. I think it would be pretty funny. And then we'll check back in May when Arsenal are lifting the Golden Premier League trophy. Because we haven't lost, because it's an invincible trophy. I just jinxed it. We're going to lose to Fulham now. But that's it. Until next time.
Tottenham also haven't lost, by the way.
Yes, but
and Newcastle.
There's a few. But we're out of here. I hope you enjoyed the news. We will be back later this week with a preview of match week 4. Lots of matches. Definitely check back in. Good night.